What's happening, Green Thumb traders and investors? It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. In this short video, going to be going over Green Thumb stock. Today's Thursday, October 20th. Hope you had a great day today. And there was some bullish news with regards to a partnership with CircleK. Also going to go over a major bullish chart pattern that I spotted that could be playing out over the next couple of weeks and next couple of months. I do think that the end of the year is going to be extremely bullish for MJ stocks. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe and tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, if you were subscribed and had that notification bell ticked, you would see here that, and we're going to do some technical analysis a little bit later on this video. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the price and the chart in the days and weeks ahead and what we can potentially expect as the most likely scenario in terms of direction. But if you were subscribed, you would have saw the video that I posted from 2 months ago back on August 18th. So Green Thumb weekly uptrend confirmed and the monthly bounce was underway. GTII targeting $20 question mark. So I had a $20 price tag on GTII and that was basically met. If we go here to the GTII chart, you can see here on Thursday, August 18th, we hit a low of $13.59. And if we go here to October 6th, we had a high of $19.87. So basically met my $20 price target. And that came after the news that Biden pardoned simple MJ possessions and obviously the hopes and outlook of positive reform in the US. We know that we could see safe banking. We know that we could see descheduling, which would pave the way for uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ. Green Thumb would be able to essentially graduate from the Canadian Stock Exchange and the OTC and be able to be listed on US major exchanges like the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange, and the NASDAQ, right? So there's so much growth that come just from a regulatory and a legalization perspective. But also, in addition to that, this is another example of that CircleK partners with Green Thumb to bring MJ to Florida gas stations. And it's going to be adjacent to the CircleK entrance, but it's going to be just a separate entrance. And again, this is just another example of there's so much growth to be had. Wait till you can buy these at restaurants and bars and events and concerts and sporting. You know, you go to a hockey game or a baseball game or a basketball game, and you're able to buy, you know, beverages and things like that. There's, like I said, it's almost mind-boggling how much growth that we have ahead of us. It's really just the tip of the iceberg, and we know that Nevada is looking at doing lounges. That's something that's going to become more and more popular as well. So again, just can't state enough how early we are in this revolution, right? In this new emerging industry, and I'm just grateful to be alive, grateful to be experiencing it with you all. Full disclosure, I do own Green Thumb. I did add to my position. I've been slowly accumulating. I've been very, very slow to add the MSOs because they did run pretty hot in 2021. From the lows of March 2020 to February 2021. And the common theme with MJ is that it all tracks each other. It doesn't track down to the day, the second, the minute, but overall on the weekly and the monthly time frames, MJ usually moves together because it's a nascent industry. And the whole sector was in free fall, and the common theme was that stocks were down 80 to 90% from those February 2021 highs. And if we take a look at Green Thumb, it was down roughly about 70 to 80% from those February 2021 highs. So I have been accumulating the stock over the last few months. And again, I'm looking at adding a bit more to my long-term position as well. But essentially, a sign that MJ may be going mainstream, the deal with Green Thumb Industries and CircleK convenience stores to sell licensed MJ at its gas stations in Florida. And this is going to start off at just 10 stations in the state so far. But Green Thumb locations will be branded as Rise Express with a separate entrance from the store. Like I mentioned, it's going to be adjacent to the CircleK entrance. Now, because MJ is not recreationally legal in Florida, purchases at the store will be restricted to residents who have medical MJ cards. Terms of the deal were not disclosed, but Green Thumb stock did pump up about 3% on the news. Definitely a sign that we are seeing things change, right? And again, like I said, there's so much change to come, not just from a distribution perspective, but from a legal perspective, right, and a legalization and a regulatory standpoint. So I'm excited for the future. Like I said, I'm grateful to be alive and experiencing this with you all. And they're only going to ever legalize it once, and I'm going to be here when that happens. I'm going to be making videos probably for the rest of my life. So I'll be on your computer screen for a very, 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 very long time. We'll put it that way. So if we take a look at the chart, like I said, on the 18th, I made that video saying that I was targeting about $20, and about 49 days later, it hit. And again, I didn't say exactly when it was going to hit, but I was getting bullish, and I said I would expect about a $20 price tag on GTII. If we take a look at the moving averages, we had the 50 weekly and the 200 weekly there between $19 and $21, and I figured that we would likely gravitate back towards that because that's just how these moving averages work, right? We get above it, we get extended to the upside, and then we come back down, we confirm it as support, we lose it, we confirm it, acts as resistance, and then we get below it, we get extended to the downside, and then we usually gravitate back towards it, right? We just ebb and flow. Nothing goes straight down in a straight line forever, and nothing goes straight up in a straight line forever. But if we take a look at the weekly time frame, we're still extremely bullish. This is one of the most bullish charts in MJ at the moment. You can see we have the low, high, higher low, and higher high. So as soon as we broke that high there at 1371, that's when we confirmed the weekly uptrend. And then I made the video on the 18th of August right around here as we were confirming that weekly uptrend. And then after I made that video, we pumped about 25%, and then we pulled back from there, but we held that higher low pattern. So we were still in a weekly uptrend, but we did pull back 30%, but then we went another 60% after that. But if you take a look at where I made that video on August 18th, essentially the price was up about almost 40% from my call out on that video. So if you did, again, it's not financial advice, it's for entertainment purposes only. I'm just telling you what I see in the chart and what my opinion is. It's for entertainment purposes only. You hit the buy and sell button. So I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. I never will. I'm just giving you some ideas and the most likely scenario and what I'm seeing, right? And we could even still see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, this yellow line coming below the white line up through it and potentially crossing is referred to as a bull cross, and that would mean a lot more upside, more than likely, because it is the weekly time frame as well. And when we're on these macro level time frames, we usually see a lot more upside. So again, on this weekly higher low, we were just looking, when we started to pull back there, we were just looking for a higher low compared to 1148, and as long as that held, the weekly uptrend remained intact. We got as low as 1228, then we got the Biden news about pardoning, and then from there we held that and we broke to an even new weekly higher high. So we're in a very, very strong uptrend right now, and the major support going forward is going to be 1228. So we want to see that hold, and like I said, we could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, which would mean a lot more upside. We do have earnings coming up as well. The first week of November says tentative for November 2nd. We'll want to see official confirmation though from Green Thumb management. But it's looking good. Even on the monthly time frame, we had the monthly double inside bars. So if you even just entered there on a break of 1371 when we started the monthly bounce, that was the first time really since back in November of 2021. So if we just take a look at how long that was 9 months before we started the monthly bounce. So if you just entered there alone, that would have been a move of about 45% of upside. So congrats to the bulls, those who did take it. We are still in a monthly downtrend though, with a lower high and lower low. But at this point, we are forming quite a bit of room that we can form a monthly higher low and attempt a monthly trend change. But it's very promising that we're in a weekly uptrend. We're still holding the 10-week moving average as well. They're at 1553. And we're seeing a bull cross of the stochastic after seeing a bear cross there a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago. But we're still extremely bullish on the MACD as well. So I want to see a weekly candle close this week, tomorrow, over $15.53 to remain extremely bullish on the weekly time frame. We did have the bear cross here of the 50 and the 100 weekly and the 50 and the 200 weekly. We are topping out right at that 50 weekly moving average as well. So we could be due for some more pullback. Like I said, we're still in a monthly downtrend, so we may need to come back. We may need to come down, maybe get as low as $12, $10 again, form a monthly higher low. That's entirely possible as well, because we are still in a monthly downtrend. So if we did come down to around that $10 area, $10 is the low there, $10.09. So I wouldn't want to see a loss of $10 because we break into a monthly lower low. But we could come down to about $11, maybe mid tens, and look for that monthly higher low, and then we would look for the higher low and higher high. And once we're back in a monthly uptrend, that's going to be the first time in multiple years, right? And then at that point, we could be confident that the bear market is over and we're likely entering a new bull cycle. But we are finding some major resistance here and seeing that bear cross here on the weekly time frame. But in terms of a bullish indicator that I mentioned earlier, we have a very strong bullish signal here at the moment, which is a potential golden cross. And that is what happens when the 50-day moving average comes below and crosses up through the 200-day moving average, that green line. So if this blue line crosses below, up through that green line, that's referred to as a golden cross, and we could see a lot of upside as a result of that. And if that were to occur, I could easily see the stock back up at 20. I would even say probably $25 is what I would give that price tag on Green Thumb if that were to occur. And again, that lines up well with a positive end of the year stocks. I think stocks are going to see a good end of the year rally, and we could potentially see one more leg down on the S&P 500. That would add more confluence to the fact that we could see that monthly higher low. We pull back to around the 11, maybe 1050 area on GTII, and then we set a bottom on the S&P 500 before the US November 8th elections, the midterms, and then we potentially see one more leg down on SPY. That brings us down for a monthly higher low on GTII. And then into the end of the year, we see a massive move in the broader market, the S&P 500. And I think MJ is going to really shoot up as well. We know Cory Booker said that there's a very good chance that safe banking and positive reform gets passed into the lame duck session or in the end of the year here leading into 2023. So I'm extremely bullish. Let me know if you're bullish or bearish, if you agree with me. Always love hearing from you. We'll continue the conversation in the comments below. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rob with Powell Group, and we'll see you again on the next video.